Hey, what is going on, guys? Jamie here, and I am back because I think it's been at least a good 3 weeks that I haven't uploaded a video on YouTube, and I'm so sorry for that. And it is actually currently the school holidays, and there's like 2 days left of the school holidays. And I could have filmed a lot of YouTube videos, but I didn't. You know why? Because I'm clearly too
stupid.
But anyway, today I'm going to be doing my WWE Battleground 2016 pay-per-view predictions. So WWE Battleground is in about 2 or 3 days. It's on a Monday for me, and on a Sunday for most of you guys. And the thing that sucks is I obviously go back to school on Monday, and so Battleground will be during school. And I also have gym after school, which means I'll get home at about 5:30, so I'll have to wait till then to watch it. But as soon as I get home, I'm just going to chuck on the TV and watch Battleground. It won't be live, of course, but it's still Battleground. So I'll have to sit there for like 3 hours not checking my tablet or my phone, because I'll get all notifications of the results. So here's a bit of an advice for you. If you don't watch it live, don't go on Facebook, because a lot of people go, "Ah, you spoiled it." Don't go on the internet and don't check anything. Just sit down and watch it. But yeah, so I'm really excited for Battleground. It's looking like an alright card. There's a lot of guys that are getting pushes in this this pay-per-view. You've got guys like Darren Young, Zack Ryder. But let's just get straight into the predictions. I just wrote these off the top of my head, just in random order. I think this is all the matches, the match card. So the first match I wrote down was Charlotte and Dana Brooke taking on Sasha Banks and a mystery opponent, a mystery partner of Sasha Banks. And so I think it's kind of obvious who her partner's going to be, but you never know, we could be wrong. You know, some of us have got a lot of things wrong, and it could be someone completely different. I just hope it's someone good, and I think that it's going to be NXT star Bayley. It's teaming up with Sasha Banks to face Charlotte and Dana Brooke. I just think it would make sense, and it would be only right for her. I think she's just the perfect spot, and she didn't get drafted because the WWE draft recently happened, and I thought it was cool. A lot of people thought it was dumb, but I thought it was, we had a lot of people from NXT like Finn Balor, Mojo Rawley, Alexa Bliss, Carmella. Oh yeah, you also had Nia Jax, and a lot of people were surprised, guys like Shinsuke Nakamura and Bayley didn't get drafted. So this is why I think that Bayley is going to be Sasha Banks' partner. And even if the partner isn't Bayley, I reckon that Sasha's team will still win. But I reckon that it's going to be Bayley, and that Sasha and Bayley will win the match. Okay, so the next one's also a women's match, and that is Becky Lynch versus Natalya. So I don't really have much to say about this match. I wouldn't say the women's matches, I was about to say Divas matches, I wouldn't say they're boring, but it's kind of going that way. Just Becky Lynch and Natalya, I don't know. I just reckon Becky Lynch is going to win, and I hope she does. I don't really mind if Natalya wins, but I reckon that Becky Lynch will win. Okay, so up next we have Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn, and this is a feud that has been going on for ages, since NXT, and they even fought before they got to WWE. And I think it was when they were El Generico and Kevin Steen. A lot of people, are going with Kevin Owens, but I just think Kevin Owens wins a lot against Sami Zayn, so I think Sami Zayn's going to win. I'm kind of not sure though, because I can see Kevin Owens winning this. I can just see Sami Zayn pulling out a haluva kick and winning for some reason, but I don't really mind who wins. I do like Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, so I don't know, but I'm kind of going more towards Sami Zayn. I don't know why, it's just this weird feeling I have. But, I kind of have a feeling Kevin Owens might win too. This card is actually kind of hard to predict. We have a couple of matches that I'm not sure, how they'll go down. But and that also, bringing me onto that, we have the New Day versus the Wyatts. Now this is not actually a tag team title match. I thought it was. Some people have said it is. It's not a title match. It's a 3-on-3, so we have Xavier Woods, Kofi Kingston and Big E versus Braun Strowman, Eric Rowan and Bray Wyatt. I went to the Wyatts first, and then I saw a couple of other prediction videos. I know I shouldn't be copying off them or anything, but then, they were all going New Day, and I think the main reason they went with the New Day is because the Wyatts actually got split up during the draft. Braun Strowman went to Raw, and Eric Rowan and Bray Wyatt went to SmackDown. So everyone's saying that the New Day will win because they're together. You never know, the Wyatts could win and then they could split up. But yeah, I think it would make sense for the New Day to win. But I'm still going the Wyatts. I just feeling that, obviously the Wyatts are bigger and stronger, but, New Day have beaten a lot of tag teams in the past, and they've held the tag team championships for ages. I think they're going to actually break the record, or they might have already done it, I'm not really sure. But yeah, I'm going with the Wyatts on this one. But then I'm also going the New Day. It's really hard to predict, like with the Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens one. And I know a lot of you will be going for Kevin Owens. I love the New Day. I don't mind the Wyatts, I don't hate them, but I don't know, Braun Strowman. I like the original Wyatts with Luke Harper and all that. Okay, so up next we also have a tag team match, and it's also a 3-on-3, and that is the team of John Cena and Enzo Amore and Big Cass versus the Club, AJ Styles, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. The Club has actually been winning a lot. They won on Raw when they teamed up with the Wyatts. I think that the Club is going to lose. I think John Cena, Enzo Amore and Big Cass are going to win. I just don't see why you'd put Enzo Amore and Big Cass with John Cena and have them lose. I don't know. So I actually can't wait to see Enzo Amore and Big Cass, because whenever they come out, they always put on a good show, and they always, are really good on the mic, especially Enzo, and they're just going to roast the heck out of the Club. I can't wait to see what Enzo says. He always says this, he just comes up with all this stuff. At Battleground, I think the Club are going to be SAWFT. Come on, say it with me now. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Soft. 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 And don't mind me, I like AJ Styles. I just think it would be, not dumb, but like, I guess I don't really mind who wins. But then I don't want Enzo and Cass to lose. Okay, next up we have the Intercontinental Championship match between Darren Young and The Miz. So The Miz will be defending his Intercontinental Championship against Bob Backlund's, what would you call him? And so Bob Backlund is trying to make Darren Young great again. But I just don't think Darren Young's going to win. And he did win the Battle Royal, so maybe it would be pointless to lose. But I just think, it's this kind of first championship match, I guess it's make Darren Young great again. That's, the whole thing, so he could win. But then, the thing is, this is the draft. The draft is kind of like a spoiler in a way, and kind of a thing to, think about, because if Darren Young wins, he's on Raw, and he'll take the Intercontinental Championship to, Raw. And then you'd have the Intercontinental Championship on Raw, and that kind of suits SmackDown. It's always kind of been on SmackDown. And then that would leave SmackDown with nothing really to compete for. Okay, so speaking of the draft and like which titles are going to go to where, we have Rusev versus Zack Ryder for the United States Championship. So, like if Zack Ryder wins and he's on SmackDown, so he would take the US title to SmackDown. So maybe they're going to swap titles. US goes to SmackDown and Intercontinental goes to Raw. I don't know, I just think it would suit if US went to Raw and Intercontinental went to SmackDown, but you never know. But I'm kind of going with Rusev on this. A lot of people saying, Zack Ryder, obviously he won the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania, and he's been kind of losing recently, so maybe he is going to win. This is another match I don't know, what to do. I just think that WWE is going to kind of, not give us what we want and have Zack Ryder lose. And then what is he going to do next, though? That's why I think maybe he could win. But then he is on SmackDown, so, the draft has changed a lot of things. Obviously, the new era, and, you've got, like, certain superstars for specific brands. I like Zack Ryder. I want him to win, but I just feel like Rusev is going to, dominate him. At one point, maybe Zack Ryder will look like he's going to win, but I don't know, I'm just kind of going with Rusev, but then I'm kind of going with Zack Ryder as well. This prediction video is so bad, I'm so sorry, guys. I don't know who to pick. Okay, so the last match we have is the triple threat match between the former members of the Shield. So this is the main event. We have Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose versus the returning suspended Roman Reigns. Well, returning from suspension. Apparently, Vince is not very happy with Roman Reigns, so they're not going to give him the title, or he's not going to give him the title. Then you also have Dean Ambrose has been drafted to SmackDown, and he's the WWE Champion. Why would the WWE Championship be on SmackDown unless they're bringing the World Heavyweight Championship back to Raw? Because if you've noticed, it's actually the WWE Championship now, not the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. So I think the World Heavyweight Championship will go on SmackDown, and the WWE Championship will go on Raw. So that's why I think that Seth Rollins might get back his WWE Championship. But then I'm also going with Dean Ambrose retaining, because he only just won it. I just think it would be stupid to make him lose it. But then you have Seth Rollins that won it Money in the Bank, but then Dean Ambrose cashed in 30 seconds later. I'm either going with Seth Rollins or Dean Ambrose, but if you had to ask me who I think, my number one pick is, it would be Seth Rollins. I can see, if Roman Reigns hadn't have been suspended, I think that Roman Reigns would have won. And he could still win, you never know. Dean Ambrose could retain, but then, you've got, like I said, the WWE Championship and World Heavyweight Championship. They're going to have lots of different titles for, the different brands and all that. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Or unless there's like what happened on Raw, how Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins pinned each other, and both their shoulders were on the mat at the same time. Maybe they're going to do that at Battleground, and then they'll say that they're going to split up. It's obviously the WWE Championship now, but maybe they're going to put another title in, and unless Dean Ambrose loses and he wants a shot but then they say that he's going to have like a World Heavyweight Championship shot or something. I don't even know what I'm talking about really, but yeah, I hope that Seth Rollins wins. I wouldn't mind Dean Ambrose, but if Roman Reigns won, I just think it would be a stupid idea. Why would you bring him back and then just have him win the world title? And I think if it did come out that way, people would be booing Roman out of the building. Oh yeah, and we also have Chris Jericho's highlight reel with the returning Viper of Randy Orton, which he will be talking about his SummerSlam opponent Brock Lesnar, which is a match I can't wait for. I'll make sure to do my SummerSlam predictions, but the way that I think this is going to go down is Randy Orton is going to give Chris Jericho an RKO out of nowhere. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, comment, share and subscribe, and make sure you let me know your predictions in the comments below. Also make sure to check out my social media accounts, and I will see you guys next time.